figured I would make a little video, show you guys what all is in this backpack, and that way there I can note for myself, or next time I decide to go backpacking and carry my house with me through the woods, I will know what all I have in here. And I don't know if you can hear me, hopefully you can. So we'll start with the outside. I'm gonna lay this thing down sideways here. All right, so on the outside here, we've got our cup, camp shoes, dog running through the woods. We have water bottle, solar battery pack for charging all the things. And let's see, on this side, turn this around, we have tent stakes. And every day, this is what I would carry all of my snacks in, so that I knew what snacks I was eating each day. And so I would just throw them in there, have them handy on the outside of my pack somewhere so I could just grab them and make sure I was staying, you know, had enough to eat along the trail as I was burning calories. Let's see, these little pockets here, and let me turn it around so you can see. This is the hip belt here. This one I kept my chapstick, some ibuprofen, and my multi-tool, and you know, comes with knife and all sorts of different things in there that you might need. And this side, I had charging cables so I could get to them real easy, as well as I would put like a gel in there if I needed like some quick sodium or just some calories and I didn't feel like reaching for a snack, I could just grab a gel. This is where I kept my cell phone, so it stayed right up here where I could reach it real quick if I needed it, and also paperwork, because being in the backcountry you have to have, you know, your permit and all that, so that stayed right in here, as well as my car key for whenever I got back to the car. So that was all in there, easy access to all that stuff. So let me show you what's on the inside. Undo this, sides, and so this is the first time I've opened this thing since I got off the trail, and first thing that's on top here was my long sleeves, because it was pretty cool Sunday morning, so I had long sleeves on, and it also was the first thing to come off because I warmed up pretty quick. So long sleeve shirt. This was also my sleep shirt. And clothes that I brought was pretty much a pair of shorts that I was wearing, shirt that I was wearing during the day, and a pair of sleep clothes. Real simple. This is my cook stove, or actually my cook pot. And I shoved my bandana and stuff in here to keep my stove from rattling around. This is the stove part of it. So this is how, you know, when I would get water and filter water, I gotta show you that too. Pour it in here, boil it, and then, you know, you could make tea, coffee, whatever. This was my food bag in here. And at night, anytime that you would, you know, hang your food up, anything that had like, you know, if it was toothpaste, chapstick, anything that had like a food odor to it, I even put this in there. Get it up in the tree so it's not in your tent. This is my spoon. This is actually my trash, so this needs to go in the trash. Pack it in, you pack it out. So that's trash. This is my rope for hanging food, and I still have a few snacks in here that I didn't eat. So yeah, this is my food bag here. And before I move any further, let's check out the outside right here. I forgot to show you guys. This is my water filter. This thing is super awesome. It's the Catadine Be Free. And basically what you do is you just bring this over to, and I like to do a running stream. And you put that up underneath the water, let it flow right in there. You screw this back on. Open up your water bottle here. You turn it upside down and squeeze the water through the filter. And that's how you filter your water. Real simple. And this water was actually really good. Really, really good. Let's see. Next I've got, this is a bathroom kit. Shovel for digging your hole. Hand sanitizer. And wipes / toilet paper. So that is bathroom kits. And last thing in here is just an extra charger. Put that back down in there. Alright, so we'll continue on the inside. Next up, I've got my tent. Right here, one-person tent. After that, this is my quilt, and the reason I have it in this bag is because in case it were to rain, while this pack it's not necessarily waterproof, and it does have a rain cover, but just to make sure that everything stays dry, I would pack it extra, you know, inside of bags. They also have pack liners you can put your stuff in, but this quilt right here, you know, it got down in the 40s Saturday night, and this quilt was awesome, keeping me nice and toasty. So there's that. And let's see, clothes bag here. Just everything in a Ziploc bag. Extra socks, extra underwear, definitely, and sleep pants and stuff. And this right here is kind of my electronics bag. Headlamps. This was my one luxury item, which is like my little lights right here. So I put these around the campsite, which kind of helped to light it up a little bit, and my firewood and that sort of thing, so I could see. Yes, and 2 headlamps in here. So this is like my little electronic bag. Let's see, next up we've got an umbrella because it was supposed to rain and I was prepared to hike in the rain, and while I've got a rain jacket, if it downpours, the rain could go through it, so I figured umbrella would be good, help keep me dry, especially with it being in the 40s that night. Tent poles. Alright, so my video stopped. I ran out of space, so I'll show you these items real quick. I think where I left off was my toiletry kind of bag. So this is first aid kit. So this is first aid kit, band-aids and stuff in here that we might need, any kind of salves or anything like that. Let's see, toothbrush, toothpaste, and a comb in there, and also a repair patch for a tent or something that might be needed. Get a hole in something. Okay, so that is toiletry kit. Next is pillow, and this right here, let me take them out of here. So this is actually my pillow, and how this works is there's a pocket right here, and you can unzip this, and any clothes that you have that you're not using, you shove in here to fill it, and that's your pillow. This was kind of like a little real quick dry mat that I used to sit on. And so yeah, you just stuff it full of extra clothes, and then you have a pillow. So that was my pillow, and this right here is actually a quick drying towel. That was pretty cool. I found it actually at Walmart, and it's oversized, and I put this on top of my sleep pad, and that's what this is right here, sleeping pad. And so you lay your tent down. Once you get your tent up, your sleeping pad, you fill it up, lay it down. This goes on top, and then either your sleeping bag or quilt, whatever you're using to stay warm. And what I did for my fuel, I just tucked it inside this little area there, so that's where I kept my fuel at. And this was the very first thing that went inside of the tent. So it was on the, not in the tent, in the backpack. So this is on the very bottom. Packed that in there. And then everything else just went around, filled spaces, and went up to the top. And so that pretty much sums up everything that was in my backpack. Shove this in here real quick. Alright, thanks guys. Okay, so one last thing, this pack. I actually ordered this pack off of Amazon. I didn't have it fitted to me, but you know, I kind of did some measurements and figured that I think this is a small. A small would fit my frame, and it fits pretty well, but I will say it does. It's kind of like breaking in shoes. Got to break in the pack, and it did take a while, and actually still kind of is, you know, going to be breaking it in. So next time I go out, yeah, I'll still be kind of breaking this thing in, but you know, kind of got used to it and used to how it feels, where it needs to sit at as far as on hips and shoulders, just to getting a lot of the weight off my shoulders and onto the hips. But anyway, it's by Skyspur, I guess that's how you say it. But it's a really good pack, held up well, and I really like it. And it's not like super heavy, and it's not, you know, ultra light. And that's kind of like all of my gear, everything in here. When it was full, I think it was about 22 pounds total. That was with food and water, and so not too bad, not too bad. But yeah. So anyway, hope this was a little bit helpful, and hopefully it'll help me out for next time whenever I go. And looking forward to it. One last thing that I forgot to show you guys. My fire starting kit. This is very important in the backcountry if you want to have a fire, and if you can have fires if they permit them, depending on where you're at, where you're camping at. But I don't really like to carry matches. I don't really like to carry a lighter. I like to carry something that I know is going to work and that's going to work every single time. So flint and steel is what I go with, as well as these are cotton balls that are soaked with Vaseline. And what you do there is you just pull a little bit of the, get a cotton ball, one or two, and just kind of pull them apart to expose some of the dry part. And then you just strike it, and it lights right up and holds, the Vaseline holds the flame for a while, so then you can get your sticks and everything gathered on there and get your fire going. Best way.